So how has your teaching evolved from when you first started to, over time, over those 22 years?
Well, initially, I think you're just trying to walk and talk and teach the poses. And I think that repetition, I always say repetition is another word for magic. We're always looking for some more fluidity. And I think that I did what a lot of people do. I mirrored and took things from the teachers that I really enjoyed and admired, that were inspiring to me, and slowly I found my own voice and added the other aspects that are the art and science of teaching. I think yoga in and of itself is an art and a science, which is what makes it still primary to me and interesting and vital. And so my teaching has evolved because I think I've stayed interested in teaching. And as I've continued teaching, I've continued to be a student. I think that's the most important thing for anybody, whether they're a practitioner or a teacher, is to always be a student. It goes without being said. And there's wonderful things that keep showing up with these amazing people. Look at just the biomechanical work of Katie Bowman or Joe Miller on the anatomical side, or just what people like my teachers, Gonga White and Tracy Rich, or Robert Brooke, or Russell Kai Yamaguchi, Duncan Wong, all these people that have just continued to study and practice and teach. And I find it very inspiring. But when I feel myself getting dull, I, I take an intensive, or I look for a workshop, or I go back to the books and I reread whatever seems to be needful at that point, whether it's anatomy or going back into the texts. So looking back at how teaching evolves, or how my teaching has evolved, it's again how do you find yourself and where you have arrived, and it's really just putting one foot in front of the other. I'm hard pressed to think of what and how I used to teach, and if I can remember, I'm sure that it's embarrassing sometimes for the things that I did. But I think we all are endeavoring to teach our own truth and be the best version of ourselves as teachers and as people, human beings, at any point in time.
And there's good growth in that embarrassment and those struggles, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we all we all tend to fall, and we're all human. And I think perfectionism is something that in the world today is hamstringing us. Maria Popova was. I was listening to her the other day. This wonderful woman who's got this amazing website called what's it called? Anyway, she was talking about how cynicism is the sewer of the soul, or words to that effect. And the yoga and the teaching, if you're true to it, should be something that allows you to be the best version of yourself. Every time you come to the mat, you're confronted with everything: your past, your present, your future, and all the things that make us human.